Hey guys, welcome back to another video. The day has finally come. I've waited for this for a long time now, like a couple of months. And it's time. It's time to install Recaro seats on the EG. What I have here is a Recaro SP-J. If you find this familiar, it's because this is out of a CL7R, a Honda Accord Euro R. So I found a good deal on a pair of these. I took one here today because I couldn't carry both of them up to the car park here myself. Yeah, I've had these for a while sitting at home, but what I had to wait for was the Recaro rails. So quite clearly, these do not fit on a EG on the stock rails. So what I had to get was a pair of Recaro rails from Japan. They are like a couple train of thoughts for putting seat rails in Singapore here. So the most common one, I think, is to actually bring it off to a fabricator to like modify the existing seat rails for the CL7 to fit the EG. I didn't want to do that because I thought of doing everything right this time. So like 17 previous owners already did like pretty half-assed jobs of modifying the car, and I thought, you know, at least while I own it, I intend to own it for a long time, I will do it right. So instead of doing a hack job, it's not that I don't trust the workmanship of these companies, just that I want to do it proper this time around so that I feel safe and I feel good about doing this mod particularly. So that's option number one, to actually send it off to a fabricator to cut and weld new mounts to fit the EG. The second one is to get the Mickey rails, but okay, so Mickey rails, they're actually pretty affordable, and they're well priced and it's attainable. But the problem with the Mickey rails is that they don't fit this style of Recaro seats, as I'll explain right here. So I flipped the seat on the side, and as you can see, there's this huge bump here in the seat. So this style seat from Recaro is called the AM19. So the normal seat rails, they have this bar going right across. I think several Brit or other model seats have that as well, but they don't fit on the AM19 because of this bump here. See that rail that normally goes horizontally across will not fit here. So I had to get specific Recaro rails for these. So that's the second option, to get Mickey rails. And yeah, the third option is to get OEM original Recaro rails that actually fit the car. So there are several websites that sell this. I've been researching, so I have this article on I think the Honda Tech forums or something that explains all the Recaro seat height, the seat patterns and all that. I'll link it in the description below. It really helped me out with all this researching to see whether it'll fit the car and whether, you know, I should buy this. All this talking aside, I think now it's finally time to remove the stock seats. So they're not really stock. So for those of you who recognize and are familiar with the seat models, I finally found out what these seats are. What I have here are Honda Integra DC5 Type S GSR stock seats. So these are apparently very popular mods to do. I think Mighty Car Mods did theirs on their EK Civic recently. So this is what I have. So the problem that I have here, which I don't like, is that they sit really close to the roof. So even when I'm sitting down, this is the passenger side, like this much, and I'm a pretty short guy. So like people who are taller, I guess they won't fit in the car because their head will just literally bump the ceiling. You can recline all the way back, but then you're so far away from the steering wheel now. And that, I've been like struggling with these ergonomics for like over a year now, because I really had to save up money for these pair of seats. Enough chit chat about all that. I've been blabbering on for a while now, and it's actually just time to remove the stock seats. Alright, it's out. We haven't seen this side for a long time. Now guys, this is exactly why I wasn't comfortable with going into a welding shop or whatever to get this done, and I just bought original brackets instead. So this is the driver's seat. So I took it out already, and guess what I had for a bracket to hold the seat in. And so what I think is maybe this part has rusted off and that the mount has broken, or this was actually the Integra bracket that the shop sort of cut and then just made a bracket to bolt into the EG floor. And the worst part about this is it isn't even welded in. So yeah, I'm kind of surprised how I did not notice this earlier, considering I had this car for about a year. I never really went into the backseat, CAC W. And then yeah, so this is, you know, the sort of, I mean, if I brought it to a welding shop, I guess it will get it welded. But if this is the sort of quality that I get, and I already paid the money, you know, what am I gonna do? And yeah, just the condition of the bracket alone is really rusty, being so old. So this part, the eye hole for the eyelet for the screw is already rusted off, and I think it's also, actually it doesn't look like rusted off, it looks like it's cut off actually. So this confirm is like a modified version of like the DC rails, maybe the DC5 rails. And you know, the front bracket also, so this looks like this is the like this oval shape is the original DC5 bracket hole, and to fit the EG they just drilled out like a little nut at the bottom just to fit the EG chassis. And yeah, overall this is just a perfect example of why I went for brand new rails, even though I had the CL7R ones. I just wanted a EG specific one, so I wouldn't end up with, you know, stuff like this. This is what you get in the box from Recaro for the rails. So I guess this is just the instructions. They're all in Japanese. I have no idea. This looks like it's the slider bar to push it forward. The adjuster bar thing is taped on. 1 second. Okay, that's that. Next is, what are these? Next is hardware. I guess these are like the brackets if you were to use a full bucket seat, which I'm not using. So hardware, that's nice. Some quality hardware here. Some more screws. Pretty much done with the rails, I think. It took me a while because I can't understand the Japanese instructions, but I followed this picture and just try and figure out which bolts go where. And what confused me was like on the Accord rails, this slider adjuster thing, it sits on the inside. So I was like trying to figure out how does this mechanism fit on the inside. Then I thought it was like they sent me the wrong piece or what, but actually, according to the diagram, if I follow it correctly, the bar sits on the outside. So yeah, that took me a while to actually figure it out. So this is basically it. So these are rails, and then there's this just bar in the middle keeping it all together. So the Accord one doesn't have it, but apparently the EG one does. So I think there's sufficient gap for that little bump in the AM19 rail that it should fit right here. I'll test fit it after I'm done. So yeah, and this is just where the seatbelt goes. I'm thinking whether to reuse the seatbelts from the DC5 seats or use the CL7 one. So the CL7 one comes with the wiring, and I don't know whether I should just cut it out or just leave it. I think I'm just gonna leave it because I can't unscrew this. So this has this special anti-tamper tool. There's this knob in the middle. I don't have this bit, so I can't actually dismantle the seatbelt assembly to remove the wiring properly. I might just leave it in case someday I want to swap the seats over or sell the seats. At least it still has this seatbelt light option. So I like the CL7 one because it there's this extra length that comes out from the seat, and then it kind of has this tilt mechanism. So I might try to see it tilts here. I might try to incorporate that in. And yeah, time to test fit the rails onto the seat. Here comes the tricky part. So we have to screw the rail onto the seat here, and to do that we have to push the slider back. So you have to fit the bar in. So the bar just kind of snaps in, and then it stops here. It just snaps in, but I'm really bummed that I couldn't find a way to do it nicely without scratching the bar, because I mean it's brand new. I scratched it. So you have to slide the rail back, screw on either the front or the back depending on which way you slide it, and then you have to slide the rails forward and then do the other one. If not, I'll show you what I mean. Because you see this hole here, there's no way you can get a screwdriver underneath unless you slide it forward. Then it sticks out of the slider like this. So this is what you want to get when you're like attaching the rails to the seat. So that's the tricky part, and yeah, I'll show you when it's done. Okay, it's on now, but I done fucked up again. So apparently there's like a different side of this, so this is upside down. So I have to like take off this part, because there's this like slider guard thing over here on the exposed side, because the other side is blocked by the center console, so that's no way you're gonna get your finger in there and get cut. So I guess they put this blocker here thing, so I can't easily just remove the slider, this bar here. So I have to unbolt this again, damn it, and flip this around. So is it just me, or like I keep making these kind of mistakes? Because I figure stuff along. I don't know if you guys are like that too, but I hope you guys are not like that, so you can save a lot of time if you don't fuck up the first time. Next thing is to like figure out the seatbelt situation, but first I need to remove the current seat and figure out which seatbelt I want to do. So the seatbelt just attaches to this hole here, so there's enough space to fit a bolt behind to actually do it. So that should be fine. For now, hopefully I don't need to remove this again. Word of advice: when you're removing your seats, be extra careful, because the brackets on the rails, for some reason, they always find a way to ding your car. It's one of those ask me how I know moments. I can show you which exact dent that I put in my car when I was changing out the seatbelt. So like when you pull up, be careful that bracket, right? Those like metal stuff sticking out. Be really careful where they are, and just take note where they are, and I think you'll be fine. Finally done both the seats, and they look so cool. So I actually got this like leather seatbelt protector thing, because one side of it was kind of worn from the previous owner of these seats. But the EG sits so low that it doesn't really actually protect that part where the seatbelt is actually rubbing against it. I guess we'll see how this wears out then. But initial impressions, this seat feels so good. So I sit inside here with my sweaty ass right now, but oh, it feels so good. Like the stock seats, right? They are like so spongy, so when I sit inside, it's like there's a bit of like movement going on. But these seats, man, they hold you. They are like firm. I know they're like still not the full bucket seats, which was not what I'm going for, but still I sit a bit lower, so you can see like there's so much more headroom I have here compared to previously. Previously I had like this much only, like that little when I sit upright. So now I have so much more. So it's like way more comfortable. I sit lower, so I feel more sporty. I guess I would say more like boy racer, you know, a bit more I don't know, feel better. Probably I haven't taken a drive yet. I probably will soon. But yeah, these seats feel so good. I'm so happy with this purchase and this install. And I guess that concludes this video. You know, hit like if you enjoyed this video of installing the Recaros. Subscribe for more content like this. I don't post very often because parts are expensive and I'm saving up for parts. So hit the bell notification so you know every time I upload, and see you guys in the next video. Peace.